Hello friends, it's Lisa and welcome to a holiday themed 24-hour readathon. So I'm super excited because I love doing 24-hour readathons, and the past few years I have really wanted to do one around the holiday season, specifically reading holiday themed books, and it's just never really worked out. I think because the lead up to Christmas is so hectic that I just cannot find the time to do it. And realistically, I really don't have the time to do it this year either. There's so many other things I could be doing, but I've already committed. We're doing this 24-hour readathon this year. I'm also going to be doing this readathon with Darian from Darian Reads, so I will have her vlog linked below. And I don't think Casey is participating from Casey Can Read. I don't think she's joining us for the actual readathon, but I'm sure she will be in this vlog reading with us at some point. So I'll have her channel linked below as well. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to be reading mostly holiday themed books. So let's talk about the TBR for this readathon. So I actually have a couple of holiday novellas that I want to read, just because I, one, like reading shorter books during 24-hour readathons because it makes me feel like I've accomplished a little bit more when I have more books read. And two, I am 2 books away from reaching 100 books read this year, which I would like to reach during this 24-hour readathon. So if I read 2 shorter books, 2 shorter novellas, I will definitely get there. So the first holiday novella that's on my TBR is The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese. I have heard so many good things about this romance author. I really want to read all of their books, but because this one is holiday themed, I decided that this will be the first one I try out and see if I want to read more from this author. So this one sounds really, really fun. It's following these 2 characters, Gabriella and Jonathan, and they work together at this bookstore, and I don't think they really get along that well. I think they're very different. For example, she's super into the holiday season and he is not. But I think the bookstore that they're working at is not doing well financially, and potentially one of them is going to be let go. So they kind of decide to have this competition because neither of them want to step down. Neither of them want to quit. So they have this competition where they're going to try and see who can bring in the most money and the most customers in the month of December, and whoever wins gets to stay working at the bookstore, and whoever loses has to step down. So it sounds really fun, sounds very festive, kind of like a rivals to lovers competition aspect in a bookstore at Christmas time during the holiday season. What else could I ask for? I don't think there is anything. So that sounds super fun. And then I have another Christmassy novella. It is called A Christmas Surprise, and this is by Emily Murdo. This is a historical romance, Regency romance novella. And in this novella, you're following Lady Audrey, whose father always throws this Christmas ball every year, and she now is 18, so she is now looking to make a match, find a husband, but she really doesn't have an interest in that. But during this ball, it's a masquerade ball, so there's kind of a lot of people that she doesn't necessarily recognize, and I think she meets a stranger or someone maybe she doesn't recognize because they have a mask on. I don't know. Sounds fun. I love when there's a masquerade ball in something and people just have their eyebrows covered and people suddenly can't recognize them. This sounds really fun. Plus, it's a historical romance, which I definitely want to read more historical romances. I've enjoyed most of the ones that I have read so far, so I thought I would give this a try. So those for sure are the books that I'm going to be reading, and then the rest of the readathon is when things are just going to be kind of up in the air. We're going to just see what happens because me and Darian might try and buddy read a book. We both have some reading plans that we want to start the readathon doing, and if we have time, we're going to try and buddy read Love Light Farms, I believe is what it's called, and that is by B.K. Borison, and it's about this girl who tries to save this Christmas tree farm, and she enters this contest with this influencer, which, by the way, the influencer's name is Evelyn St. James. Is this author an Evelyn Hugo stan? I need to know. But there's a $100,000 cash prize, so if she gets that money, she'll be able to save this Christmas tree farm. But I guess she lies on the application for the contest saying that she has a boyfriend and she doesn't. So then she ropes her best friend into being her boyfriend. So it's friends to lovers at a Christmas tree farm, fake dating. What else could I want? Yet again, all of these books sounded right up my alley, so very excited about all of them. So I don't know if we're gonna end up getting to Love Light Farms. I would love to. My plan is if I finish my, the 2 novellas that I have on this TBR before Darian finishes her other books and we can't start Love Light Farms yet, I think my plan is to pick up Cursed by Marissa Meyer. So this is not holiday, Christmassy. It's not even winter currently where I'm at in this book because I have started reading it, which is why I want to read it during this 24-hour readathon. This is my current read. I'm already like over halfway through, so I figured I could read this before starting Love Light Farms if we get a chance to start that buddy read. But this is the sequel to Gilded. It is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. We're following Serilda, who gets swept up with the Earl King when she tells him this lie that she can spin straw into gold, and then he ends up taking her to his castle, forcing her to spin straw into gold, which obviously she cannot do because she lied. But then she does get the help from a poltergeist who's very mysterious and very mischievous. So that is what I think my plan is. We're going to start with one of the novellas, either A Christmas Surprise and then the mistletoe motive. I think that's going to be the order I read them. I think I want to start with the historical romance. I also think the historical romance one is a little bit shorter. I think it's like just over 100 pages, where the mistletoe motive I think is closer to 200. So we'll just increase the amount of pages. And then I'll pick up Cursed by Marissa Meyer if Darian is not ready to start Love Light Farms. And then maybe me and Darian will have an opportunity to start Love Light Farms. So that is the TBR. We'll see how it goes. I feel like, once again, perhaps a little ambitious. We'll see if we end up getting to Love Light Farms. I hope we do. But yeah, that is the TBR, and I will check in with you all when the readathon's about to start. We're not actually starting until later on in the evening. I don't even think we've decided a time yet, so we'll see. I will check in once I know when we're actually going to start the readathon. Okay, me and the Gorleys just got off of our City of Heavenly Fire live show, and it was perfect timing because we're starting this readathon at 9 p.m. It is currently 8:59. Oh, it just turned 9 p.m. So the readathon has officially started, and I think I'm going to start with the like Christmas historical romance novella because it's only like 107 pages or something, so it's the shortest thing on my TBR. That's what we're going to start with. Hey! Hey! Look at you and your fancy camera, and then it's just me and my phone. Queen. Love her. Miss her. Hey! Thumbnail! It's 12:50, so I'm gonna speak a little quietly just because everyone, including Mr. Sam over here, is asleep. But I just wanted to film a quick update. I'll probably talk more about everything in the morning when I'm a little bit more with the program, but I did finish the historical romance novella. A Christmas Surprise is what it was called, and I ended up giving this 3 stars. It may be more of like a 2.5. Like, it was just very fine. I think the fact that it was so short was what kind of threw me off, because I wish we had gotten a little bit more detail about the main characters and their relationship prior to it being romantic, because the romance is between the daughter of the guy who throws this Christmas party every year and someone who works for him. And it was just weird because it's like she almost couldn't decide if she wanted to have their relationship be something like they were really close before they were romantically involved, but then there were other times where she would talk about him and be like, I never really noticed him before. He basically was like a part of the like furniture. So it's like, how can they have a close relationship but he not be like noticed by her at all? Like, it just didn't really make sense. But also, like, it was just kind of like a silly, goofy time. It wasn't like anything too, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm tired. It was just like very lighthearted. It wasn't that serious. So that was like something I wish we got a little bit more of. And also there was like this scene that didn't really need to be in there, but it was like there was a guy who was not the hero. He was not the guy that she was with. He was like very clearly supposed to be viewed as like not great, and he was like kind of forcing himself upon her at one point. It was really uncomfortable to read, but like, yeah, I don't know, other than that it was fine. So that's why I gave it a 3 star, because it was just fine. It Maybe I'll put in as a 2.5. I don't know. 24-hour readathon ratings sometimes just go all over the place because I'm just trying to get to the next thing and I'm not fully prepared to rate and review books all the time. So yeah, 3 stars. It was fine. Would I recommend it? I don't know. It was a quick read. As far as like historical romances go, I think it would be like a good thing to read to get into them. Like I still haven't read that many, but I think it was a good like introduction to historical romance because it didn't really like, it was, you know, it was a Regency romance, but it really didn't have that many details. It was very like surface level, so it was very easy to read and it was just like very like simple. But it was fine. 3 stars. I love how I said I'm going to talk about it more in the morning when I'm better at speaking, and now here I am blabbering. Anyway, I did start the next book, which is another Christmassy holiday novella, The Mistletoe Motive, I believe is what it's called. Yes, by Chloe Leese. And I think I'm like 25% of the way through. I am on chapter 4, which is 25% of the way in. I'm on page 57 of 227. Math. Words. Hard. And I was so disappointed because normally with Libby you can send books to like your Kindle and read on your Kindle, and I was so excited to read on my Kindle because I love it, but it's I think a Kobo original, so they must not have that feature because it's not a Kobo. I don't know, very weird. Anyway, I'm reading it on the iPad anyways. That's literally not important. Can you tell how tired I am? This is so weird actually because normally with 24-hour readathons I am the one that goes to bed first, and granted Casey is not participating with us, so it's just me and Darian, but Darian went to bed at like midnight. I don't think this has ever happened in the history of 24-hour readathons where I've been the one that is up the latest. I don't think this has ever happened before. But I can already tell with the Mistletoe Motive that it's a little bit more like up my alley. I do like it a little bit more just already. I think the writing is fun. The main character is neurodivergent and demisexual, which is really cool to see that kind of discussion in a romance novel. I think actually Chloe Leese, like I think all of her characters, there's like always a character in one of her books that is neurodivergent. So that's really cool that that is a part of that. And so far like it definitely has like a predictability to it, but like I feel like a lot of romances are kind of predictable, especially like one that definitely has certain tropes that it has. Like there's also a like secret identity aspect to this because the main character Gabriella like talks to this person online and pretty sure it's the love interest. What is his name? Jonathan? Yeah, Jonathan. So that's kind of fun. That's gonna be a fun reveal. I do really like when books have that. And the main character is like really into Christmas. Her cat's name is Gingerbread. She loves peppermint hot chocolate and she works at this bookstore. They both work at this bookstore, so like the vibes are immaculate. It's so good. And she loves reading romance books. So I love this main character. She is a vibe. And also already like the love interest, Jonathan, you can tell that there's like, I feel like there's gonna be a reveal that he's like had feelings for her for a really long time because he's picked up on like so many little things about her, and she's like, how does he know that about me? Like how does he know exactly how I like my peppermint hot chocolate? How does he know certain like triggers for me? So like she gets flowers sent to her and there's certain ones that smell really strongly that like trigger headaches, and he knows exactly what like he knows that, and he knows exactly what flowers to take out of the bouquet. It's just like I'm onto him. But yeah, so far it's very cute. There's also like the main character has a couple of like best friends, and I just love like a friend dynamic in books. I love when characters have like a group of friends that they're really close with. So also enjoying that. And yeah, just overall very cute so far. But like I said, it's almost 1 a.m. and I think I'm gonna try and stay up and read for a little bit longer. I feel like 24-hour readathons like 2 a.m. is like the latest I can always stay up. That's like around the time when I get so tired that I start to feel sick. So we'll see if I make it that far this evening. It's weird that like I don't have like Darian and Casey on a Zoom call because they're asleep. What am I doing awake? This is bizarre. This is backwards. So I don't know if the motivation to stay up late is gonna be there when I'm by myself, but we'll see. We'll try my best, and I will check in with you guys in the morning. Good morning. I have my merry sweater on. It snowed last night. The holiday Christmassy vibes are here. But yes, hello. Good morning. Last night, or this morning I should say, I think I stopped reading at like 2:30 in the morning, which I think is the latest I've ever stayed up for a 24-hour readathon. Slowly I'm like making it longer and longer and staying up later and later. So maybe next 24-hour readathon I stay up until 3 a.m. Probably not, but it's nice of me to try. And I got like 60% of the way through the mistletoe motive at that point, and I contemplated just like staying up and finishing it, but I was getting really tired and I knew me this morning when I woke up would hate myself if I did that, so I decided to go to sleep. I think I did update you all that I finished the Christmas Surprise historical romance novella. That's the first thing I read for the readathon, and like I said, I gave it 3 stars, maybe a 2.5, especially like following that up with the mistletoe motive. Did I call it the Christmas motive before? I keep almost calling it the Christmas motive. It's the mistletoe motive. Anyway, following that with the mistletoe motive, it was like, it made me not like it even more. I feel like it was just like, it's just very average. I feel like that is a novella that could have benefited from being like 50 pages longer just to develop the story and the characters a little bit more, which I understand it's a novella, but it was like under 100 pages long and things just moved very quickly. I feel like the characters, their relationship prior to it being a romantic relationship was just very like confusing because of the way she viewed him. It was like he was either like a part of the furniture or she was her friend that they've been friends and been close for years. It just didn't really make sense. So yeah, it was just very fine. And like I said, I was reading the mistletoe motive. I'm probably going to say the Christmas motive multiple times because that's just what wants to come out of my mouth and I don't know why. But I finished the mistletoe motive. I actually haven't like put it through Compile to figure out my rating, but I think I'm going to give it like 4 stars, maybe a 4.5. Like I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. I don't know if it's just because I'm on my period and I was reading it at 2 a.m. last night, but I actually started crying at one point because the main character was talking about like her trust issues and I was like, ooh, okay. So it probably had to do more so with the fact that I was very tired and about to start my period, but I'm also just very sensitive. So all 3 working together, it's a powerful dynamic. But I really enjoyed the mistletoe motive. It definitely was really, really cheesy and had like certain tropes. I see it like in the description, it was compared to The Hating Game, and I see some other people comparing it to The Hating Game, but like I didn't like The Hating Game and I liked this. There's less creepiness, I feel like, in this book than there was in The Hating Game. So I enjoyed it. Like I said, it definitely had its cheesy moments, especially towards the end. It did get like very mushy and very cheesy, but I love a good cheesy like rom-com. So it made me happy reading it. I don't know. I loved that they both worked at this bookstore, that there was this competition, but like that definitely wasn't like the biggest part of it. It was more so them like not really getting along and bickering, but then also like being attracted to each other, but then also like just trying to even be friends. Like it just was so fun reading their dynamic. I don't know, I had a really good time. It was a quick read and I enjoyed it. And it's definitely something that while I was reading it, I was like, I could see myself rereading this like every year, like every December. I just think it was just like such a fun, cozy holiday read. And it made me really excited to read more from this author, especially like her more full-length novels, because I feel like given more page time, the relationships and the characters are going to be a little bit more developed than they were in this novella, and I was pretty invested in this romance and in these characters just based off of these like 200 pages that we got with them, not even 200 pages. So yeah, I'm excited to read more from this author. I know a lot of people really love Chloe Lisa's books, but now I'm on board and I need to read all of them. And that is something to be said too about the historical romance novella, is that this book, the Mistletoe Motive, had like 100 pages more than the historical romance one, so maybe that's why I liked this one a little bit more. It had a little bit more time to develop the characters and the relationship, and I felt like I had more of a backstory to things that happened. It was just given a little bit more time to develop everything. So yeah, I think that was something that worked in its favor. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna give it like 4 stars. Really loved it, had a great time, and definitely something that I, like I said, will want to reread, I think, next year, maybe years to come. It was just a really fun time. But now I think I'm going to move on to Cursed, which is the book that I am currently reading. Like I said, I have I think just over 200 pages left of this, so I'm gonna see how far into this I can get. I'm gonna see, I think if Darian finishes what she's currently reading, we might start our buddy read for Lovelight Farms, but we'll just see where the day takes us. It's kind of nice having the readathon start at 9 p.m. because now we have like almost all day today to read, but we don't have to stay up until midnight. So 9 p.m. is definitely a weird time to start a 24-hour readathon, but I actually think like for today, it's gonna work really nicely because I'm not gonna have to stay up late, but also I have a lot more time to read, so it's like the best of both worlds. So yeah, I think Cursed is the move. I think that's what I'm going to pick up next and start making some more progress in this, and then depending on where Darian's at some point during the day, we may start our buddy read for Love Light Farms, and I'm very excited because that one sounds also very cute. But yeah, I think Darian is waiting for me to join the Zoom call, do some reading together, so gonna go and do that and hopefully get a lot of reading done. Okay, just kidding, I'm back because I forgot to mention that The Mistletoe Motive will be my 100th book that I've read this year, so I'm very proud of myself. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna go chat with Darian now. Just got off a little zoomy zoom with Darian. I'm very close to finishing Cursed. I think I have like 60 pages. Math. Yeah, like 70? I'm so tired I can't do simple math. I think, yeah, no, I was right the first time. I think I have like 60 pages. So I think we're taking a little break and then we're gonna regroup later on because we still have plenty of time. It is 3:51 right now, so we still have like over 5 hours left of the readathon, so definitely gonna finish Cursed. Don't know what I'm gonna read after this because I don't know if I should start Love Light Farms without Darian. We'll have to see what happens, but I'm gonna finish Cursed first, and I have 60 pages left, and that's the plan. But we still got plenty of time. I will say, having the readathon go to 9 p.m., I'm a fan of it. Plenty of time to still read without having to stay up late. This is like the granny version of a 24-hour readathon. This is perfect. Okay, it is now... What time is it? It is 6:47. We have a little over 2 hours left of this 24-hour readathon, and I wanted to quickly update before the final stretch. So I did finish Cursed by Marissa Meyer. I read I think just over 200 pages of this during this 24-hour readathon, and I am going to be keeping my thoughts to myself for now. This is going to be in my next and final 5-star predictions vlog for this year, which I'm hoping I can get up before the end of the year, but I feel like more likely will be like very beginning of next year. Very happy that I finished it, and I will say I understand a lot of people's reactions to the ending of this book. That's what I'll say so far. Or until that video, I should say. So yeah, finished this, and I did start my next book. I started Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison, which is the book me and Darian decided to buddy read. But I've only read a chapter so far. I just had dinner. I think I'm going to make myself a hot chocolate because... of course, that just seems like the perfect way to close out this readathon. Coziness with a hot chocolate or reading a Christmassy rom-com. Like, what else could you want? But yeah, this is the one where this girl's Christmas tree farm that she owns is not doing well financially, and she enters this competition with this influencer to get exposure for her Christmas tree farm, but also potentially win $100,000. But she lied on the application saying that she had a boyfriend, so now she has to fake date her best friend. So sounds very fun. A friends to lovers fake dating on a Christmas tree farm. I mean, it sounds great. So excited to get more into that. Like I said, I've only read the first chapter, so don't really have a lot of thoughts already. Like the couple of characters that we've been introduced to, I already really like the dynamic. She has a couple of friends who work at the Christmas tree farm with her, and I already love like the banter between them. So excited to keep going. Excited to see if I like this book. I feel like I've been seeing this book everywhere for the past like few months. So excited to continue on with that. But like I said, I think I'm gonna make a hot chocolate and then get probably back on a Zoom call with Darian so we can read for the next 2 hours and close out the readathon, and we'll see how far into Love Light Farms I can get. Hopefully pretty far, but we'll see, because we only have like just over 2 hours, so we'll see how it goes.
on to page 104. You can't see that.
Stunning. Whoop, 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 whoop. Simply, I don't know.
We did it.
Yay. And time for bed.
And scene.
And scene. All right, friends, it's now a couple of days later, and I just wanted to kind of give final updates on this 24-hour readathon, what I read, the final page count, all of that stuff. So first I did read A Christmas Surprise by Emily Murdo, and I gave this 3 stars. Then I read The Mistletoe Motive by Chloe Leese, and I gave this 4 stars, but I really enjoyed this, and I think that this is the type of thing that I could see myself rereading again maybe next year, or like again around the holidays every year perhaps, and maybe then the rating will go up. I just really enjoyed it. It also has made me really excited to read more from Chloe Leese because I really enjoyed this one. But then I also finished reading Cursed by Marissa Meyer. I think I read like just over 200 pages of this during this 24-hour readathon. I am going to keep my rating to myself for a little bit longer. I hopefully will be able to get my next 5-star predictions vlog out soon. I feel like it's probably going to be in the new year, but hopefully early on in January of next year. But very happy that I finally finished this as well. And then I did start Love Light Farms by BK Borson. I got 121 pages into this, and I have read, now that it's a few days later after the readathon, I have read a little bit more of this at this point, and so far I'm still really enjoying it. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be like a new favorite romance. I feel like I'm going to have to see how everything wraps up, but so far it's fun. I do love like the friends to lovers aspect. I love that it's set in this like small town where everyone kind of knows each other, and I love the Christmas tree farm and the coziness that comes with that, and like the group of friends that she has, or the 2 friends that she has working with her on this Christmas tree farm. They're actually like the next couple books in the series follow her 2 friends, Beckett and Layla. Like their romances and their books are the 2nd and 3rd books. So really excited to read that. I love Beckett, so I'm so excited to get to his book. Whether I like Love Light Farms or not, I have to read the second one just because it follows Beckett. But yeah, I am enjoying Love Light Farms so far. I enjoyed the first 121 pages that I read during this 24-hour readathon, and I'm excited to finish that as well. So yeah, for the 24-hour readathon though, I already did the math. I came prepared this time. But during this 24-hour readathon, I managed to read 607 pages, which I'm very happy about that. Not only did I read that many pages, which I think is pretty good considering I didn't have any audiobooks or I didn't read any graphic novels. I did read a couple novellas, but you know, it was all like things that typically take me a little bit longer. So I'm very happy that I managed to read that many pages. But not only that, I reached 100 books read this year during this 24-hour readathon. I am now at 101 books read this year, and I'm just really proud of myself. I never thought that I would get to that amount of books read in a year. I've never reached 100 books read in a year before, so oh my god, can you hear Sam meowing? What, Sam? Anyway, I'm just proud of myself for reaching 100 books. The cat is interrupting me, so I think that may be a sign that I need to wrap this up. But yeah, it was definitely a successful 24-hour readathon, and I'm so happy I finally was able to do a holiday-themed 24-hour readathon. I've wanted to do this every year for the past couple of years, so I'm happy it finally happened. And also, once again, thank you to Bestie Darian for joining me. Thank you to Bestie Casey for also joining us and just being our emotional support during this 24-hour readathon. But I will have Darian's vlog from this 24-hour readathon linked below as well for you all to check out. But I think that is going to be it for this holiday-themed 24-hour readathon. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!